Hi there, I'm Sirang from Englishman. Today is total immersion, as you know. But usually what we do is a story, English story. But today we are going to do a different thing. That would be really useful thing to you. You'll be really interested in it. I think so. I'm going to ask you a question. You have to answer. I think you have learned English a lot. Good number of years at school, going to classes, and doing different things. You have passed examinations, and you can write things. And when other people talk about things in English, you can understand. Everything is okay. We know that we can use English. But the problem is when you open your mouth to talk about things for the spoken part, you shut down. If it is you, this video is for you. So I'm going to talk about spoken English and showing you a way that you can practice spoken English, the flow, the sounds, English sounds at home easily using something that you know about. Yeah. First, you have to think about this why you cannot speak the language. Passing examinations and doing all these things, you cannot speak the language. If you have a good idea about the language and yet for all you cannot speak, the reason is you are listening to Sinhala. You're always listening to Sinhala thinking you're learning English. That is the problem. How do we know that? Spoken language is a sound. Sound goes into your brain, to your head, through your ears. When you're learning English language, if always Sinhala is going into, that is Sinhala is going into your head, you speak Sinhala. Simple. So what can we do then? You can do a lot of things. You learn things in Sinhala quite okay, but you have to go to set of programs in total English where you hear uh, total English, only English. And as Stephen Krashen says, learning language is comprehensible input. You should use things that you can understand. These are just storybooks. Stories are the best because stories are interesting and stories do have sort of words that we use, words, phrases, and things that we use generally in spoken language. Stories basically is a spoken language, as you know, and common words mostly, and repetition. The words, phrases, and things come again and again. So therefore, stories are considered to be the best thing. Stephen Krashen says the best thing for comprehensible input if you're trying to learn, pick up a language. I'm going to show you how to pick up language using stories. Now we are going to a story. This is a kids, content for kids. Now I'm going to show you a story and I gave you a link so that you can download the book. And I'll show you a video um, of that particular book and you can practice it. This is really a very simple book, but even though it is simple, we can learn a lot from them. The rhythm, pattern, the music of the language. English has a particular sort of it's rhythmic. It's rhythmic. It has a sort of a beat and rhythm. And when people speak, we find that it is just like sort of a rhythm continuous in spoken language. So the best things are kids' books because they have short sentences, so therefore the rhythm is always in them. Shall we go to the book? Okay. The book is Pete the Cat Rocking in My School Shoes. Shall we first go to one or two pages of of this book. Shall we read this a bit? Yeah, we are going to read the book. Just go to this. Here comes Pete strolling down the street, rocking red shoes on his four furry feet. Pete is going to school and he sings this song. You can see Pete, and at the same time, you can describe this. Clear? You read this and you can describe. Oh, I can see a bird. That bird is, oh yeah, yellow in color. And oh, how many shoes? Four shoes. I can see his lunchbox here. Oh, yeah. Yeah, if you want to speak, you should be able to produce the language. So you have to make the language. So this is one of the best places where you can make new language using your simple vocabulary. Clear? Yeah. Oh, this picture is really beautiful and blue color. I can see the pages are colored in a very nice way. At the end of this land, extreme end, I can see a house. It has been painted pink, and there is a tree near by the house, and the bus is coming. That the bus says the Cat City. Ah, the bus is going to the Cat City. So you can talk about things. That is spoken English, if you want, I mean. You can read the book at the same time, you can talk about things. If you can produce language this way, you can speak. You can start speaking. If you are listening to Sinhala completely, thinking that it is English, me koi yanni. His song. I'm rocking in my school shoes. I'm rocking in my school shoes. I'm rocking in my school shoes. Different ways. Yeah, he's playing the guitar. The cat. Oh, you can see that Pete is playing the guitar. Pete's lunch. Cat City. Stop the board. Sort of a board you can see. This time I can see a house that it is blue in color. You would think that you are an adult. Your age is 60, your age is 50, your age is 40. I should not use these sort of books. I should not use these simple books. I should listen to news. I should do this and that. If what you are thinking is correct, what you're thinking about is correct, you may be speaking now. But if you're not speaking with a good flow, what you're thinking is wrong. The ways and means that you think that you can acquire the language is not good. Yeah. So then we have to think about not teachers like us, not our notion. The notion, the idea of great linguists, just like Stephen Krashen, polyglots. There are people that we can learn from how to learn a language. But what we are doing is we are just looking at people talking about things in Sinhala, basically thinking that it is English, and you won't develop. Yeah. ABCD. Pete is sitting at his desk when his teacher says, "Come on, Pete, down that hole to a room with books on every wall." Down the hole, down the hole to a room with books on every wall. Yeah. Where is Peter going? To the library. Pete has never been to the library before. Pete has never been to the library before. Present perfect tense. Pete has never been to the library before. I have never been to Kataragama before. I have never been to Kataragama. So perfect. Present perfect tense. Pete has never been to the library before. Why do we say that Peter has never gone to the library before? Do you know the reason? Yeah. I'm not going to talk about grammar. No. Does Pete worry? Goodness, no. He finds his favorite book and sings his song. I'm reading in my school shoes, I'm reading in my school shoes, I'm reading in my school shoes, and so on. He's singing his song. Yeah. Now the thing is, I'm going to show you, um, well, the video, YouTube video of this. Okay. And you can hear the sound of the native speaker. Oh, shall we go to?
In my school shoes. Here comes Pete strolling down the street, rocking red shoes on his 4 furry feet. Pete is going to school and he sings this song. I'm rocking in my school shoes. I'm rocking in my school shoes. I'm rocking in my school shoes. Pete is sitting at his desk when his teacher says, "Come on, Pete, down that hall to a room with books on every wall." Where is Pete going?
The library!
Pete has never been to the library before. Does Pete worry?
Goodness, no!
He finds his favorite book and sings his song. I'm reading in my school shoes. I'm reading in my school shoes. I'm reading in my school shoes. Check out Pete.
Yeah, I think you understand the thing.
Eat.
So now this is really a very simple book, but we can learn a lot. Even we can use this book to improve our pronunciation. My pronunciation, I can use this book to improve my pronunciation. I like, yeah, you don't understand that. So that is it basically. So what you can do is, if you go to internet, Google kids stories, you would find millions of stories. So you can select things from the internet, the massive internet, click of a button. Yeah. So without trying to find certain books and resources. Now, for example, this book, if you're going to buy this would be 3,000, more than 3,000 rupees in Sri Lanka, but it has no audio CD or video. But in internet, without using even 1 cent maybe for internet, you will have to pay. Otherwise, you can have the book and you can have the audio. This thing, there are millions of books and things like that. Audio books, especially if you go to audiobooks, kids audiobooks, you just go to internet and say type Google kids audiobooks, you would find good number of audiobooks. So therefore, try your best to find ways and means to go to total English and listen to English, not to Sinhala. One thing I should tell you is that actually in this system, what we can do is we can speak the language, but only for 50 seconds or 1 minute. Then we have to come back to Sinhala, and then again we can go to English for 50 seconds or so. Continuously, you cannot speak. The reason is you have something what we call short-term memory. It is overloaded, and then if you don't have the flow, if you don't have the natural flow in that English language, you can make sentences just like a grade 10 guy writing essays. Do you understand what I say? A grade 10 guy can write essays about school or about anything. That is why they get A passes. They can write good essays. They just think about what they have to write and they write, but not continuously. They cannot do that continuously because it is not coming continuously in the way. Yeah, they have to think about what they are writing. And but in spoken language, that is really grave. And only seven chunks, seven tiny ideas can be handled at a time by the short-term memory. If it goes beyond seven chunks, seven things, seven tiny units, you cannot use it. You have to go to single. That is what is happening. So therefore, you have to go to a place, you have to find a place where continuously, totally, the language is spoken, the English language is spoken without the language being disturbed by Sinhala. So then you will learn that. That is the thing, that is what I have to say. Okay. Then, well, I think you understand. Okay, I'm going to wind up this tiny lesson, mini lessons. I mean, giving you an idea how to use kids' books to learn English in a very good way, the perfect way to learn uh, language. You are not learning kids' language. Yeah, you are learning the real language. Okay, subscribe and most importantly comment and share the video and give us likes. Okay, bye.